Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. It's your ghost host with the most here, Tiki.
And BlueDragonFive, here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs and dusting off the cobwebs as we recount our spooky selection of Halloween classics.
So, light the jack-o'-lantern, suit up, and grab the candy dish as we revive and recount tonight's selection, entitled Some Enchanted Evening, by one of the most terrifying shows of the 80s, Alf! Be afraid, be very afraid!
Ha ha ha.
Puppets that aren't from the Jim Henson studio! Oh dear, oh dear. All right, BlueDragonFive. It's been a while since we've done a haunted holiday hijinks. How are you? How are you?
Feeling spooky.
Ooh yes, ooh yes. So, guess what I am for Halloween?
A pirate?
Yes, yes, I am. All right, so BlueDragonFive, we've done a couple Alf episodes this in the past year or so. We talked about the very emotionally heavy first episode on Christmas in July during the first season of Christmas in July. Then we talked about one that was a little more lighter, the O Tannenbaum episode.
But whimsical.
Yes, yes. And I gotta tell you, man, I gotta tell you, and you can be as brutally honest as you want with Gravity Falls coming up, but I wasn't really digging it that much.
I knew it wasn't going to be like the first one. It's an average one.
Obviously, it doesn't. Obviously, it's not going to live up to the first one, and I wasn't expecting it to. I know that's a rare case.
I mean, the first one is that's the best one. That's without question.
I'm saying it didn't live up to the second one, and that's kind of what disappointed me. To me, I'll tell you exactly what disappointed me. Maybe you can calm my nerves a little bit, and then we'll dive right into the recap, okay? What disappointed me was it just felt like such a goddamn standard sitcom. There were so many sitcom tropes in this thing. The whole boss, the promotion, the blah, 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 the, oh, you can't go out because you might be it's.
Okay, well,
I've seen this all before. I've literally seen this all before, and I'm being picky here.
Well, to be fair, Alf was one of the big starters of that. Alf was like definitely the definitive one of like you can't get out, you're going to be seen. So that's ingrained in the show, and they were the first one.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you props for that.
And to be fair, this was one of the classic sitcoms. So with all that sitcom, so you got to bear that in mind too. But however, to be fair, they didn't do all the traditional sitcom stuff. Like the Boston is the only time they've ever done the Boston.
The promotion thing honestly really bothered me. It honestly kind of got under my skin. It was a total cliche that I was really?
This was the only time they ever did the boss thing. So
okay.
It is kind of like.
And I'll give props to the guy who plays the boss. He's pretty charismatic.
Yeah. So that's the thing what Alf would do. Even if they did the conventional stuff, at least they had a little vigor just to spice it up a smidge, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, like any sitcom, especially if you're going for 4 seasons and progressing forward, you do kind of lose some ideas. This is still early in the show, though. You know, seasons 1 and 2 are probably the strongest. This season is the one that had the Christmas episode ending it.
Oh boy, oh boy.
So you build to a crescendo in a way. Then 3 and 4 is when they started running out of ideas. 3 is when they had a new baby added to the family, and then 4 is just we're just clinging on.
The new baby is always a bad sign.
And basically, the thing with the baby is like they completely forget about it in the 4th season. He's just a plot device.
All right. So, with that in mind, you want to dive right in and break down this episode, see how it stacks up as a Halloween special, and maybe my I don't know, what's the Halloween equivalent of a Scrooge?
I was thinking Van Helsing. I'm trying to think if there's anything better. Your doubter. Your classic guys like in the movies, like, oh, I don't believe in ghosts.
Okay, right. A skeptic.
Yeah,
You're looking for the word skeptic.
That's much better. Yeah,
All right, so yeah, maybe you'll cure my skeptic tendencies on this episode. I'm not saying this episode's bad. I'm just saying compared to the 2 other episodes of Alf I've seen, it doesn't really stack
And again,
up.
one other thing to bear in mind is, again, those are Christmas episodes. You always got some whimsy attached to the Christmas stuff, and it's
yeah, but still, still, I'm a big fan of a good Halloween episode, and the next one we're going to talk about, the next two, as a matter of fact, are some of my favorites of all time in the genre. So, I don't know. It's just, there's a lot to stack up against. I feel like Halloween episodes are a little bit trickier to pull off than Christmas episodes.
Yeah.
But honestly, when they do get pulled off well, I feel like they left even more of an impact on me when I was a kid, even more than the Christmas episodes did when they got pulled off.
So we start the episode.
So, oh dear. I'm sorry. I still am getting the names of the kids.
Brian.
I knew it was one of the Family Guy characters.
Brian's let me just spell this out. Brian's the boy child. Lynn is the girl child.
All right. And then I get Cade and Willie. I know Cade and Willie. I just have
the furry one with the nose. That's Alf.
No. I thought that was Willie.
Okay, move.
Oh God.
Willie.
Okay, so anyways.
Where's the cat? Okay.
Well, is this a pirate or is this a pirate?
So Brian is getting fitted with the pirate costume. This to me, I liked about this. It has some kind of classic kind of Halloween conceits, and this is our first episode in this so far to kind of go to that.
Mm-hmm.
We go with like the kid getting fitted for like some nostalgia of like getting fitted by the mother for the costume and having like the group kind of costume party that going on there.
Yeah, that's true. Because the Rugrats one, it was definitely more from the baby's perspective, so we didn't really get into all that.
It wasn't really a party either. It was a little haunted house.
It was a haunted house though, and it was a badass haunted house.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, it's kind of neat. We got a different flavor of Halloweeners. One's very nostalgic for many, I assume.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like you always remember that thing, checking out for the costume, make sure everything's on straight, and just showing it off to the other family members.
And I was indeed a pirate one year. I was indeed.
I was never a pirate.
Come back here, hat. Come back here. Thank you.
Oh, enchanted hats. So we see Alf. He's in like a sweater and a Groucho glasses, and I thought this is hilarious. Oh, this is pretty funny, seeing Alf dressed up for Halloween, walking in there and basically, what are you dressed? He has like an extended Groucho nose, which is pretty funny because his nose is huge.
Oh, of course. I'm Gene Shalit.
Which I thought was the fun of skit.
And of course, Peter Griffin would just be like, "Oh, really? You're Gene Shalit."
Willie's question is, "Oh, I'm wearing it's your aftershave." He says, "No, look who's talking." He goes, "I'm Gene Shalit." What, too obscure? That's a clever gag. But he's a big thing in the 80s,
He was. And I just remember Gene Shalit from Peter Griffin's hatred of Gene Shalit.
Okay, anyway, so then Alf, he's looking forward to trick-or-treating. It's his first Halloween. He got another Halloween first. There's a little trope within the Halloween specials, a first-time trick-or-treating or a repetitive time trick-or-treating, and we're going to see.
The tropes aren't going to be as major of a focus as they were in Christmas and July, but we'll still try and keep track of them.
So, Alf's looking forward to, again, we saw him, I believe, in the Christmas one, we talked about it even, Alf is a little confused around the holidays. Seems he's kind of adjusted his views a little bit since then.
It's kind of like a Grandma Pookie in that way.
In a way, yeah.
A little bit.
So now he seems to be on board, candy apples, popcorn balls, and cats.
And I just got to say, right here, like, oh my God, I wish people still fucking passed out candied apples on Halloween.
I thought you were going to say cats for a second there.
No. God, no. I mean, if someone's going to pass out like an adorable kitten from a litter, I'll be like, oh, sure, I'll take a kitty. But other than that, no.
Also, no, Alf, they don't give you cats when you go trick-or-treating. All right, because you bob for cats.
No, I don't know. To tell you the truth, some of these lines are just like groaners to me a little bit.
I disagree.
I don't know. Well, we'll agree to disagree. I'm not saying all the jokes in the episode are groaners. I'm just saying that one in particular. I was like, oh, I get it because he's stupid and he doesn't understand customs. I don't know. I'm being too on this.
He's not stupid. He's just foreign.
Yeah, I know. All right. Anyways. So we get our intro, and then let's see. The couple. Willie can't. Yeah, Willie and Kate. Willie can't sleep. I can't sleep. Yeah, I'm worried about my job promotion.
Yeah, this was a good scene. This is always kind of a neat scene between. This is actually where there's some really good writing between Willie and Kate just having their night discussions, and then Alf barging into the room.
You know what it reminds me of? It
Yeah.
reminds me of the Griswolds.
In a way, it's kind of similar. It's kind of a classic scene, though we've seen a million times on even crappy shows like Malcolm in the Middle. But you know, it's a running trope in shows where the husband and wife are chatting in bed about their issues, about the troubles. Even Breaking Bad has attempted that, and usually
oh god, got good towards the end. Got good towards the end.
Did it well? Started off good in the beginning.
No, I don't even think it started off.
No, I mean for Walter, it was good in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying in the first episode, that's an obscure joke. Never mind. So.
You're funny. Ha ha ha. That's right.
Anyway, so basically, Willie's talking about this project he's been on. He thinks he's ruined his promotion because he was taken off of a project that he'd been assigned to for 3 months to find something as ridiculous as a missing water cooler for the boss.
Yeah.
Which he was upset at. And then he says, well, you know, I yelled at him, but I think I kissed my promotion goodbye. And you know, it's a really nice bit where Kate there, the supportive wife. This is great one of the great wife characters, I think.
Sure.
You know, she gives him a good night kiss. She's proud of him, and you know, they're about to get romantic. And before they can, Alf enters the room.
Oh, good, you're up.
Which is pretty funny, you gotta admit.
Oh yeah, that was funny. That was funny. I'll give you that. That was genuinely funny. See, I'll tell you when I laugh and when I don't laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously Willie's just get out of here. Max Wright has such great delivery for Willie.
Oh, he absolutely does. Yeah,
it's just the perfect delivery on that character. Like the stressed out father we all know so well.
He's easily my favorite element on the show, I'd have to say.
Oh yeah, I love the dynamic between him and Alf most.
Sure.
So basically, Alf makes an appeal to go trick or treating, but they're kind of shooting them down here.
Yeah, he's got a whole list of America's most prominent citizens who was signed for his right to go trick-or-treating, including Reagan,
Carter,
Ford,
Lincoln, and
Mercury.
Oh, the last one's the most important one. We couldn't have gotten around to where we are in society without that guy.
Of course.
So obviously these are forged names, and Willie calls them on it. So these are forged, you know, which wins no points whatsoever. You know, Alf's making the counter. Well, it's just for one night. You know, people in costumes, one night. He's making a compelling argument, aside from the forgeries. He says, well, you know what? I'm taking this to a Supreme Court. A Chief Justice. Oh, who? Chief Justice Pontiac?
Better call Saul.
Oh, Jimmy.
And I will admit, this also made me laugh. This whole bit.
Well, what? Okay, you take us through some of the episode then.
Well, jeez. Okay, dear sir, I will. All right, let's see. So Alfie offers help on the promotion, and then Willie's instantly intrigued again. He turns on the light, and he says, well, you know, and Willie asks how he knew about the promotion. The amazing Alf knows everything.
Was the amazing Alf listening at the door? The amazing Alf doesn't give away his secrets.
All right, so Alf basically suggests buttering the boss up with a party. Let's see. He uses the name Dagwood Bumstead.
Yeah, Tiki. Now does
that mean anything?
Yes, it does. There was an old comic strip character who was kind of in the same position as Willie there.
Oh, Dagwood. Yeah, I know who Dagwood is.
Dagwood. But what was it like?
Bumstead.
Bumstead. I can't read my own handwriting. Darn it. Bumstead. Yeah, Dagwood.
Okay,
Bumstead.
yeah, I know who Dagwood, the comic book character, is. I just wasn't sure if his last name was Bumstead or if it was referring to like the character on the show or what.
No, that's actually his comic strip.
Okay. Oh, jeez, I'm stuck here with Jughead.
Oh, God. All right, so here's something to think about for Willie there. Okay, so, I'm sorry. Before there was a really great bit. So he says, "What do I look like, Dagwood Bumstead?" And then there's a moment of pause, and it says,
Think very carefully before you answer that.
"Very funny." So then Kate's pointing, well, yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. Invite the boss, invite people over. For Halloween, could be fun, could score some points. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Plus, it's Halloween.
And plus, their social life has kind of gone down the tubes ever since you-know-who showed up.
Wait, I'm you-know-who? You mean all the times you mentioned you-know-who, it's been me?
Now, that I kind of felt like was one of the few sympathetic moments in the episode.
Again, just the Paul Fusco.
I almost kind of feel like they should have lingered on it a little longer than they did.
Yeah, Paul.
Seriously, that would be a little kind of big revelation.
That's one of the great things. The way Paul Fusco plays out is that you can have these moments of great sincerity amongst that just legitimizes the comedy so much. Like, he says it so genuinely hurt. Wait, you mean all those times you said, you know who? It's been me? Yep. So Willie agrees. Yeah, he says, okay, but not Mr. Beale, not him. Mr. Burke, sorry. Mr. Burke.
I'll deal with him in my own way.
Yep.
How's my Willie impression? Is it terrible?
I think it started off better.
I'm trying.
Okay, so basically, oh yeah, sure.
That's as good as Miss Piggy BlueDragonFive. I'm sorry, that my Willie impression is as good as my Miss Piggy impression.
None of your impressions will be as good as Miss Piggy.
I know.
So I says, oh yeah, sure, exclude the boss. Why don't you, next time you go to work, hit him with mud. See how that goes. Alf pointing out the folly in Willie's judgment here. So, it's Halloween. It's Halloween night. October 31st. A big day, to say the least. So, the Three Stooges stop by the house to trick-or-treat. Yeah, however, you'll notice the math's a little off with these guys. There are two Stooges, and not three, because Mo had to go to the bathroom. Now, she gives Kate gives them some candy. They leave. And again, I love Kate in these sort of scenes, just playing the straight man to this sort of comedy.
Mm-hmm. And I love these kids for being legit Three Stooges fanboys.
Mm.
And I love apparently
they're not the only ones.
Going, knock, 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 knock.
But apparently they're not the only ones, because apparently many Stooges have stopped by the house.
Right? Was there like a Three Stooges reunion around that time?
Must have been like the Beatles or something.
I know.
Must be like a Kiss reunion.
You know where I watched all my Three Stooges BlueDragonFive just really quick was when I think the channel was AMC, when AMC or whatever, some channel would do a 24-hour Three Stooges marathon on New Year's Day. And I caught that for like 3 or 4 years in a row, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love the Stooges." Anyways.
So they're getting ready for the big night, little party, nice little gathering. And Alf's in the garage. They emphasize, and Brian returns from 32 houses, but they went through the houses real quick because Lynn has to get back to the party.
I must say, Lynn's never been a character that's impressed me all that much.
Well, I'm surprised with it. You know why? Because Lynn, that was one of the big, brilliant conceits with one of the big things that set the show apart from many shows, many classic sitcoms, that she was the one smart teenage daughter.
I mean, I guess that she's not as dumb as other teenage daughter characters at all. No, certainly not. I just don't really think she has that much of a personality.
No, she was like, I always kind of liked her because she was like the unconventional, like she was never at any point in the show was she like just the conventional teenager, like, oh, I get mad about these things, like, because that's the idea. She was older than a teenager, and she was like in the college years, so she would point that, what,
makes sense.
Like she would call herself on these behaviors, like she would say, I'm being a little ridiculous right now, guys, I'm sorry.
Sure, okay.
So there's that. And she doesn't have a lot to do in this episode anyway, and they kind of do that with her story.
I don't think she's had a lot to do in any of the episodes that I've seen.
That's the thing. So like, there are Lynn-centric episodes. So
right.
Also, however, again, you do get a taste of the classic Lynn stuff in this episode because she goes against the convention of like, oh, the troubled boy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that is a pretty good plot line. All right.
Essentially, that's her character in a nutshell. She doesn't do like the conventional sitcom plots.
Okay.
At least she does. It turns it on the head of like, oh, it didn't go the way you thought it was going to go at all. So let's see. So basically, she mentions that Lizard will be arriving at the party. So as you can tell, if you were to tell your parents you had a friend named Lizard, I'm sure there'd be some questions.
I think they'd have a reaction that would warrant this kind of sound effect.
Let me try it. So we're bringing Lizard by the party. I can imagine Willie's face there, just like looking like 1,000 yards there the minute she says that. Then hearing that.
Oh god.
Okay, anyway, so then Willie and Kate, they're asking what kind of name is Lizard, and Brian points out, well, I knew there's someone at school named Frog. Frog. Well, who's that? Oh, he's actually a frog. Well, he's not lying. So apparently, after his trick or treating, Brian has like a pail full of bag full of candy. He's gonna go to Alf to divide with, because essentially he did Alf's trick or treating when he was there. So basically, they have like a sort of split going on. Apparently, it's really unfair because Alf suggested a 70-30 split.
Yeah, Alf has that kind of mindset.
He does, but Willie warns him, make sure he gets a good deal out of him. So they go there to divide up the booty.
And I really do like this scene. This is probably my favorite scene in the episode.
Take us through.
I must say. Okay, so basically it's Brian and Alf. And this is kind of like the scene that got me the most nostalgic for just childhood in general. Just the whole thing of dividing up the candy and everything. And Brian, let's see. Hold on, I'm trying to get to my point in the notes. Okay. Brian, first of all, he mentions that he hates the parties because everyone just keeps telling me that I'm growing up too fast. And oh my god, BlueDragonFive, I can relate to that so much. People don't necessarily tell me that. You know what people tell me?
What do people tell you?
Drives me crazy. Oh, I can't believe how much taller you've gotten.
Look, yeah.
And I'm like, really? Really, dude? I'm like 25 years old. I should have stopped growing like 2 years ago. I mean, at this point, I think I should have settled into my natural height. Wouldn't you think? I'm right around 6 or 6'1". I don't think I'm getting much taller than that. Anyways.
So as Alf divvies up the candy, one for me, one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me, one for me, one for me, and obviously Brian determines that there's something off with this math, and he pulls the sword. He's armed now, puts it on the table, and he says, "Hey, not so fast there, bucko." Word of advice: never trade with a pirate.
Gee, they're right. You are growing up too fast. That's just such a simple bit and a simple exchange, but it just has a lot of nostalgia going on. The whole dividing up the candy thing, and
absolutely.
Just seeing the pile of candy to begin with, I'm like, oh man, I kind of miss that.
I mean, even if you don't have
Even though I could go to the store and just literally like buy a big ass fucking thing of candy for $10, it's like, oh god, I miss how rewarding it used
well, remember, to be. It's always something. Just the whole divvying up process is always something you have to do, even if you don't have a sibling, because the parents have to go through the candy.
Right.
And even then, it's less about safety, but more. Well, I mean, a bit of it's still about safety, but it's also a bit of like, well, I don't care for that candy. You guys have that. I'll take what I want.
My parents more careless, I guess, because they just let me go hog wild with it.
I remember that was the big public service announcement when I was a kid and when I was in school. They always mentioned, make sure you never eat the candy before the parents check, which I still do. That's a good piece of advice.
Cough in your arm.
Stay
in school.
Okay, so.
All right.
So then Brian, returns to his father and says, "Oh, you still have candy. Good. He must be losing his touch." So let's see. So Lizard enters the party. He's the first one there, and they're pleasantly surprised. Lizard seems to be a fine, upstanding young man, and apparently the reason he's called Lizard is because he's a very gifted surgeon for reptiles, essentially.
Yeah. He gave a reptile brain surgery. Like, that's legit, man.
Took a tumor out of reptile, and he still kicking.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I gotta
Oh
tell you,
dear.
again, it's very nice. It's unconventional. It's very, you don't see it that often.
No, you're right. If this is the kind of stuff we're getting with Lynn, then I can definitely buy into this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, she was always one of the best teenage daughter characters. She really
All right.
was. Okay, so let's see. Then we got Ed and Bernice showing up as cowfolk.
Hey, are these two regulars?
No. All these people are just for the episode. That's all.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured. This is the thing with Alf is that they'll pull that sometimes. They'll just have like, hey,
the only
random neighbor that you've never seen before and will never see again.
The only reoccurring through the whole show is the Alphmonics, and they're not in this episode. It's just all the work friends, and again, the only time you ever see them.
Right, I remember the Alphmonics.
So now, to be clear, so Willie and Kate, they're dressed in their finest. You know, they're dressed to impress, and so these two come in. They're dressed like cowfolk and dressed up for Halloween. Makes sense, but Willie and Kate, they didn't put that on the invitation, so they're wondering what's up with the costumes. So then, who arrives?
Oh no! It's the Burks.
I was so hoping you'd do that, and I'm so happy you did. So they arrive.
With my new laptop because I don't have to risk it crashing every time I do a sound effect. Production values, yay!
Right. So anyway, so the Burks arrive, and I think appropriate enough and pretty funny, they arrive as king, dressed as a king, and Burke has such an ego on him.
But it's still, I'm still glad that they took the effort to get a good costume, though. You know what I mean?
It is a really nice looking costume.
It's like at least they were sports about it.
I gotta tell you, I do like kind of the mix of like the business suit with the cape costume.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
All right, so let's see. Then they instantly start the whole "you're growing up too fast," and then Brian says, "I'm going to bed.
I'm out of here." I feel you, Brian. I feel you.
Yep. Okay, so then obviously, as you can imagine, Willie is freaking out. Why is he here? And why is everyone in costumes?
Oh God! Oh God!
Then there are some trick-or-treaters.
Yes.
Yep. Continue. I'm sorry. I lost place in my notes a little bit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Willie and Kate. We got Willie and Kate. Basically, I don't know why he's here. But I bet he, basically, I don't know who, I bet you know who did this, and I'm going to find you know who, and I'm going to see him in the garage, and I'm going to strangle him. Is Willie not happy?
I'm sorry, go on.
Doorbell
rings, and who shows up but Alf, trick-or-treating. Oh, boy.
Gordon Shumway. He enters, and his costume is usually coming as himself, but with a zipper.
I thought that was really clever.
So that's the thing. That's my favorite part of the episode. Just the idea. You know, this is reading the episode kind of stands out a little bit. It's that Alf, he's allowed to mingle with people, and it's all about hiding for Alf. He can never be seen by people, but it's one of the early exceptions to that.
No, but it's seriously a clever idea, though. It's just like it requires so little effort, and yet it will be so convincing. It's like you see the zipper. Of course, it's got to be a costume.
Absolutely, it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Then one of the best deliveries again, Max Wright, he knows how to deliver a great Willie line. He just says, "What are you doing here?" Oh God! And then Alf's coming in, he's mingling it. Oh, your pumpkin's on fire! And this, Willie's trying to cover it up, saying, "Oh, this is Gordon. Don't mention his height. He's very sensitive about it."
Mm-hmm.
Right. So basically, Willie pulls him into the kitchen, I guess, and says, "Truth now." Says, "Okay, your hair is thinning." He has some fun dynamic.
You got a hold of the guest list. You called people and told them to wear costumes.
And you invited the Burks. That's old news, Willie. You're telling me all old news.
Why? Elf nonchalant as ever.
Why are you doing this? I'm like, what?
Why?
Just tell me why. And he says, I want you, and this is actually, there's some genuine heart in the episode. Alf does care about Willie. And this is
this is definitely probably the thing that carries the episode for sure.
Is that Alf is doing all of this. Again, they would seem to Willie just trying to make Willie's worst nightmares come true. And actually, Alf is doing this just to help him out. He likes him. He says, well, I want you to get that promotion. So kiss up.
God.
So go out there and kiss up. And, Willie's just absolutely, I'm not doing that. And he's just peeved and he's just stressed out.
Willie would be the Scrooge if this were a Christmas special.
And Willie's just saying, no, I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. That's why I'm here. I'm here to do it for you, Willie. And then Alf goes in the next room and says, hey, Wally. He's about to, just to impress Mr. Burke. Hey, it was Wally Burke. He says, Wally, and then just instantly stops him and says, don't worry, Wally, you can't just go out the door. I have the costume on. Don't worry. Where'd you get the zipper for it? Well, remember your old jacket you were thinking about throwing out? You were throwing out? Yeah? Well, hang on to it, because this is from your new raincoat.
Oh, I just don't care anymore. Just blow the cover. That's fine.
And again, it's always stunning from this place of Willie cares about Alf more than anyone. He does, but it's just still.
What I love about the Willie character is just how absolutely desperate he gets.
Oh yeah, you should see. Seriously, if you watch the show, you would see how many times Willie always has to take the rap for whatever Alf's mischief is. So basically, whenever Alf is sometimes he'll be on the run because he's out in the public place, and Willie has to cover for him, all the wacky stuff he's done.
Right.
So Willie will have to say, "Well, what? Well, Mr. Tanner, why are you in my house at 4 a.m. next to the toaster?" Well, I was walking around and I figured I'd stop by, say hello, make some toast, stuff like that. Always has to come up with the most ridiculous rationale, and just that's hilarious. So again, it's Willie goes through all this stuff because he does care about it. He doesn't want him to blow his cover, but he's just well, you know what? Fine, blow your cover. You try. Willie's he's always at a tipping point.
Okay, so he's gonna do his Elvis impression. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Just keep away from my boss, please.
Yep. I'm gonna do my Elvis impression. Let's tear this place apart. Never the words you want to hear from Alf, because Alf's thing is completely messes and eating.
He literally has torn the place apart before.
I've seen actually an episode where he actually blows up the kitchen.
Right.
Pretty funny.
Okay.
So let's see. Okay, so then. You get a little conversation going on between, I guess, Willie and Lindsay. Well, what do you think of him? Well, I like Lizard.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a van, does he? No, I love him.
I love him.
Which is great. Again, anti-convention with that one. Really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's with every... Okay, you know what? You are talking me into this episode, BlueDragonFive. Good job. Because it's every sitcom ever would have the dad be like, oh, that Lizard guy, he might have saved that lizard, but I don't know. It's just unconventional to have the lizard as a name. I don't know.
Anyway, so basically, Alf's impression goes very well, and he's schmoozing everyone. Again, Alf is a great people pleaser, really is.
Oh God, he calls Bernice. Oh, you're a hunk of bird and love, Bernice. Oh, Elvis loves me tender. I don't know why I did that as as Edith, but
okay. Anyway, so again, Al's winning over the crowd, and Will's just dumbfounded throughout this episode. How is he? He's smooshing him all over. How's he do it? In my own house, he's the star. So you poor Willie, but Alf is helping him out in the grand scheme. So Alf is just still pushing it. He's covered by the zipper thing, which is going over to the Lizard here and saying, "Lizard, you're a scientist, aren't you? What do you think about alien life? Well, what do you think it would look like?" Well, they'd be very advanced and intelligent. Hey, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Oh yeah, it's just pretty funny. Alf's just pushing it still, but he's covered though, so no worries. He's in a costume. Come on, who's gonna gripe about a guy with a zipper and that cool looking costume?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's see. So they're running low on food because they didn't expect. The Burke's there, and Alf's there too. They're probably eating some food. Anyway, so basically says, "Oh, no wonder you're running low on." Basically, Alf goes, "You're running low on food." Well, no wonder your boss eats like he's going to the chair.
That was one of the best lines of the episode.
You're absolutely right. That was my favorite part. That was my favorite line of the episode.
Because it just goes to show you, the boss is just showing up in the king costume and then proceeding. I'm sure he has more than enough food in his own house. I'm sure he can go back to his own house and have a feast.
Yep.
All right.
Really funny. Okay, anyway, so how's the kissing up going? It's not going. I'm not kissing up. Oh, you're playing hardball. Okay, that's a nice move. And then basically, Wally. It actually was Walter or Wally. I think it was called him Wally.
Wally!
Sorry, I'm thinking of some. What if Breaking Bad just called him Wally now and again?
Oh God, don't even go there. What if
Wally
Jesse
White
called-
came
what if
home.
Jesse called him Wally as an insult when he was really pissed at him. What are you gonna do, Wally?
What if Hank called him Wally?
Okay, we're going into
Right.
a tangent here.
Soon we're going to be talking about Bryan Cranston as a beloved Pixar character if we're not too
God.
careful. So moving forward, so basically Walter's there, he's eating his food, and they say, "Oh, do you mind? You gonna have any of this?" Pretty much helping himself to the buffet, and then Alf says, "Well, why hold back now?" Really funny. So then, Willie and Kate are in the kitchen, just commenting on the party and everything. I can't believe he's gonna put a lampshade on his head. How cliche can you get? But he makes it work. And Alf might get the promotion instead of me. He's winning over the crowd. Look at this. It's ridiculous. It's like,
I don't want to work for Alf.
We already work for Alf.
I love how genuinely terrified he sounds when he says that. I don't want to work for Alf.
Now, you've seen, actually, in the Christmas episode we did see, Willie does have a constant fear of being subservient to Alf.
That's right, he does.
He always has a fear of Alf being over him and having power over him. Like winning over the room. That's like one of Willie's worst fears. So he'll have nothing, he'll have no control over this chaotic element in his life.
Complex relationship between these two.
Oh, yes. Alf has nothing but love for Willie.
Right.
Okay, anyway, so, we already work for Alf, and Kate just being one of the ultimate wives, just saying, well, that's too late for that. So then there's a limbo contest going on.
Oh, dear.
Yep, Alf makes a gravity comment, which, is
back home, this would be easy because we have no gravity.
He's pointing out, it's a joke, Willie. Okay, Willie, they're starting to come around. Okay, just having this fun, okay. But then something happens.
Oh, boy.
So then Walter Burke, it is Walter. Walter Burke's about to...
Thank you, Notes.
Then Walter's he's being talked in by the crowd, by the room, to take on the limbo stick, but he has a bad back, and I love this thing. Not Walter's Willie again, just repetitively. They're all saying, Walter, do it. Just Willie saying, not Walter. Because he knows this is a bad idea, because Walter has a bad back, and after the wife coaxes him into it, come on, he'll be fine.
Be a sport, Walter. Come on.
The minute he does that, and he hurts his back.
Right, like it doesn't even he doesn't even start bending over. It's like he just goes immediately from lowering his back slightly to he's on the floor.
Must have had a run-in with Bane.
Oh God. Oh dear.
Oh, well, else could he have such a bad back? He just bends over slightly. Okay. So let's see. So, meanwhile, Alf is in the aftermath of the party. He's found a hard surface to lie on while he's getting his back straightened up. I guess they're calling a doctor in the meantime. People have left the party. Towards the end, Lizard can't do anything unless he wants his brain removed. Alf is massaging him.
The fact that Lizard could physically remove a human brain, though. It's like, seriously, that kid is goddamn overqualified.
It's a shame they never brought that kid back.
Right. He's genuinely pleasant.
Anyway, so Alf is massaging, which is a nice touch. Again, Alf's just helping smooth the guy over.
Yeah.
He feels a bit responsible for him. Alf's a nice guy.
I like the whole dynamic of how Alf isn't afraid to do this schmoozing while Willie is kind of always been reluctant to it.
Yeah. Again, Alf's just doing whatever he can to help his friend, which is endearing. So, is it working? Yes, it's actually working very well. Oh, go figure. See, you out in the dark and massaging. Well, I don't know if I'm maybe good at this. Anyway, so as she's about to make a call, call the doctor. Is it a local call?
Oh, God.
Okay, so then now Alf is talking promotion with him.
Leave 20 cents on the night table.
Anyway, so this is here's the heart of the episode. This is actually the sweetest bit in the episode.
No, you're right. Looking back on it, I don't know why I was so critical. This
is a really nice bit. So again, Alf has been trying to help Willie out this whole episode. That's why when I was waiting to buy all the people costumes and all, give everyone a happy time, hopefully help things at work with Willie. So Willie's out of the room at the moment. At the moment, Al's starting to go on to, like, let's talk about promotion, though. Willie needs promotion. Basically goes into all the reasons why Willie, he's a hard worker, he's a dedicated man, he's very nice, and then basically walking in the room, Willie, he heard all of this, and Alf did not know. I thought it was so sweet. It's like hearing Alf compliment him in so many ways, just showing that, he's doing this crazy stuff that's frustrating.
Honestly, that is kind of like one of the cliches that gets to me every time I see it, is when there's the one character talking about all the good stuff they did for the other character, and then the other character overhears it.
Yeah,
I don't know why. That always gets to me.
This is the way to do it, though. It's just like nice.
Right.
Yeah.
I always fall for that. I'm always like, oh, he knows he cares.
Yeah, it's not Alf just trying to win over anyone. It's just him telling the facts. Willie's a great man. You should give him a promotion. He deserves it. Anyway, so then Will says, Alf, let's not talk about the promotion. And also, he's bad with names. It's Gordon, which, by the way, literally, I think his name actually is Gordon Shumway. It's his Melmacian name.
Oh, okay.
It's not just a made-up name. That's just his real name.
No, that makes sense that he would actually have a name, because Alf is obviously an acronym.
Alien life.
Right.
So, also, there's this great line that says, I'm trying to be obsequious here. Do you mind? Or something like saying, well, do you even know what obsequious means?
Probably not.
Yeah, just like trying to tell. No, it's just Alf's trying to point out. You don't even know what obsequious means. You're not being helpful at all here. I'm trying to help you. All right. So, anyways, then they get into the debate about, Willie mentions to the boss, he's mad about the water cooler. Still mad about. Are you still mad about the water cooler? Yes. You want me to define obsequious for you? Alf's just interjecting there. So basically, the boss, he's understanding here. He says, well, okay, look.
He is. Yeah, and again, I feel like this kind of defies convention in a way.
Yes, the idea here is the boss is just, took him with the project. He didn't think anything of it after that, and Willie threw a fuss, and just figured out, okay, just having all fuss, everything's fine. They realized, oh man, it's really
normally it would be like if this was like fucking Mr. Slate or Mr. Spacely or someone like that. It would be like, Flintstone. You dare raise your tone with me, boy?
Quick, Al, give him the Vulcan Nerf bench, quick. Anyways, it basically says, oh, look, Willie, you can have your project back. No, oh, yeah, you get my project back. He's so happy. He was seeing Willie so happy for a moment. Really, thank you. And then Alf brings up the promotion, and then Willie says, okay, maybe another time, Alf. He says,
what better time? He's in pain.
Yes, we can get him for anything right now. And this is, Alf is essentially going through a string of demands, and then before
there's a few other things that Willie needs.
Oh, before he does that, the boss says, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I have never felt otherwise." So yeah, importantly, the boss never was going to hold it against Willie.
Exactly right. I love that, and I can kind of relate to that myself, because part of my mental illness, and this is kind of getting a little personal here, but really quick, part of my mental illness is kind of like thinking that people don't appreciate me or don't value me, when in reality, that's kind of like not true at all. And I've lost some friends that way. So I won't get into details, but I can definitely relate to Willie here in terms of like thinking that the boss was doing something malicious against him, when in reality, that just absolutely wasn't the case.
Right, and just the fact that Willie stood up to him over that, the boss didn't hold it against him or anything.
Sure.
Because then essentially Alf tries to sweeten the pot with some extra benefits. What about a parking space? Willie has a parking space, but I'm talking about something closer, Also,
what about the windows?
I don't have a window in my office. Well, that's your problem.
That's your problem.
Also, Simmons, he's not pulling his weight. Simmons?
Yeah, get rid of him.
Yeah, let's talk about overtime. Overtime? You give the guy a break. Essentially, as he goes into it, the boss is like, ugh. Just like, literally has me over a barrel. Okay, so then, and this is a really sweet tag here.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice post-credit scene that doesn't really have much to do with anything else. But
it's just, Alf wanted to do
the Halloween thing together nicely.
I mean, you gotta remember, this is Alf sacrificing the episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to go trick-or-treating more than anything, and similarly, we saw around Christmas time, he always wants to experience these things for the first time. But he wasn't able to go trick or treating, so Willie's kind of making up for that, because Alf did help him out in the grand scheme. And anyway, they're going trick or treating. Willie still is very anxious, very nervous because he's Alf out in public like that, still worrying him. So anyway, so basically they're trick or treating at this house, and well, look, Willie, I got you a window, got you a window, and everything. It says, well, yeah, I like Simmons, I really did. So I love the idea. He was like, I feel so bad about Simmons though.
Right.
Oh yeah, well Alf, he basically trick or treat, Alf, do something about your voice, and then he just changes his voice a little bit. Hello, old woman. Hello, young man. Hello, old woman. And then she says, well, we get out kind of late. Says, well, I don't have any candy. Oh, you have anything else? You have cats? Are those cats? Oh yes, I have a lot of those. Okay, give me one of them in yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she doesn't respond well to that. Just give him
no, she just slams the door in his face at that point.
On to the next house. No, it doesn't. It just ends there. But you imagine.
All right, Willie. Now let's go and see if anyone else has a cat they can spare.
It's a shame. Alf never got to get a cat through the whole show.
Well, to be fair, would you really want to see that?
Well, I mean, technically, we were close to seeing it because there was flashback to his home planet. Essentially, the dishes and the foods, they would have like a tail or something sticking out, or implying that the names are like cat grits and stuff. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So
that was Some Enchanted Evening, Willie.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it was.
It was a decent episode.
No, absolutely. I was being really crotchety when we first came on. I was like, this is not a good episode. No, yeah, it is. It's definitely got some good merits behind it. It's I would wager to say it's even got more heart than the second Christmas episode that we looked at.
I don't know. It's like almost on par. I think the Christmas one has like a little more over it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's definitely got the one thing that I still is as much as you kind of convinced me that they're using the tropes in a good way and they're kind of subverting them a little bit, I still can't really get over the fact that the main plot is the whole, like, oh, we have to impress the boss so he'll give me a promotion. And again, they turned it on its head, though. They do. I'm just saying, I think that too much of the episode was devoted to that. I don't know. Right. Like, I'm saying maybe show a little bit more trick-or-treating, and that's where the next episode that we're going to talk about comes into play, which I'm really excited about. So anyways, you have any final thoughts to round it out? Well, yeah, you got to remember there's, can't really have any trick-or-treating if Alf can't go outdoors, but, Oh, fair point. But, yeah, but still, we could have had a scene with Brian or something, you know what I mean? Just something. He's a pirate. Pirates are in this year. True. So overall in this episode, again, it's a fun episode. Just seeing people, always love the dressing up for Halloween parties, and nice to see that. And along their line of the ones we're reviewing here, just seeing kind of a different take on and the whole win the boss around Halloween little office party. And again, they had some heart in there, which is nice between Alf and Bully, which is always kind of good for an episode. So it was a standard one, but it was like a little Halloween flourish on it, which is kind of nice. Yeah, for sure. Nothing major, but it was decent. It was get you in the Halloween spirit. I think kind of some nostalgia of way back in the day when you'd have these parties, and it's kind of interesting looking at it from the kid's perspective. We get with Brian, like the whole divvying up the candy, all that stuff, and you get it from the adult perspective of just throwing a party, the frustrations that can come with that, and of course trying to impress people. Right. It's got some layers there. It's kind of nice. Ooh, does it have layers like an onion? I was thinking more of a chocolate bar. Is it Shrek? Is it Shrek BlueDragonFive? Is it Shrek? No, it's not Shrek. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's see. Should I announce what we're going to be talking about on the next Haunted Holiday Hijinks? It is kind of like a parfait, though. But I'm sorry. You know how much. But everybody loves parfait. Yes. We're not advertising anything at all. So what are we talking about next time? Okay, so next episode, we will be talking about one of my favorite animated series. Yes. And one that BlueDragonFive is probably a little less than impressed by. So we'll be talking about Gravity Falls. And I've got to tell you, BlueDragonFive, coming right off, like, I don't know any of your opinions about this, but I first watched this episode last year a little past Halloween, so I didn't really get the full Halloween experience with it, but now that I've rewatched it, like, I gotta tell you, it's an instant Halloween classic for me at least. So we're talking about Summerween from Gravity Falls. So that should be fun. That should be fun, especially because I'm the Gravity Falls super fan, and Blue Dragon 5 is, well, not. All right. Anything else we need to wrap up, or should we get on out of here?
Nope. It was a fun. It was an enchanting evening after all.
It was. All right. Well, folks, our spirits grow weary tonight. But don't worry, they'll be stronger than ever next time as we engage in more haunted holiday hijinks.
Maniacal laugh.
Just tell me why, Alf. Just tell me why.